Araw ng Kalayaan sa atin dito sa Australia, sa Pilipinas at saan man sa mundo. Welcome to the flag raising ceremony as we commemorate the 122nd anniversary of Philippine independence from the Spanish rule. Thank goodness COVID-19 restrictions have eased a bit, so there's more of us here today. So without further ado, I ask you to join our voices to respect our flag and to sing our national anthem. This is to be followed by the invocation.
Let's pray this verse.
Line 9. Rooters playing.
To please give us the invocation. Thank you.
Dear God, we teach you to hear our prayers. Come, Holy Spirit. Come, Holy Spirit, and from your celestial home, shed a ray of light divine. Come, Father of the poor. Come, source of our store. Come within our bosoms shine. Heal our wounds, our strength renew. On our dryness pour your dew. Wash the stains of guilt away. Bend the stubborn heart and read. Melt the frozen, warm the chill. Guide the steps that go astray. On the faithful who adore and confess you evermore. In your sevenfold gifts descend. Give them virtue's sure reward. Give them your salvation, Lord. Give them joys that never end. We thank you for the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit. Lord, wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, piety, fear of the Lord. For you, God on high, God's Son Jesus, and Holy Spirit, abide in the Filipinos forever.
Thank you for that, Manang Emily. So now we're going to have a short dance by. Oh. Can I ask the president of PCC, Mr. Alec Balseco, to give please us your message? Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you. Consul General Ezedin Tago, members of the board and of the community, good morning. Since 1521, the Spanish Kingdom has ruled the Philippines for over 300 years. Until finally, on the 12th of June, 1898, when the Filipino revolutionaries, led by General Emilio Aguinaldo and supported by American soldiers, overthrew the Spanish conquistadores. However, in their struggle, thousands of Filipino lives have been perished. But it is because of their sacrifices and patriotism that we have a nation which we can call home. It is because of their sacrifices and patriotism that we find ourselves standing here today before our very own flag, singing our own national anthem. And it is because of their sacrifices and patriotism that we can proudly say, "Ako ay Pilipino." In whichever part of the world we may be, in blood and in our soul, we shall remain always still a Filipino. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Happy Independence Day.
Mabuhay.
Alice?
Thank you, Mr. President, for
Mabuhay.
inspiring. So now let us have a short cultural dance by Serena and Angie.
Yay!
Thank you.
Pinaghirapan nila yan.
Bukid Paro.
Sorry.
Ano? Hawakan niyo yung flag.
Mamaya na, okay lang yan.
Hawak kayo ng flag.
Thank you, Conjen, ha?
Oo.
Buti pa si Conjen, nalaman niya
Mas
eh.
kayo, hindi niyo kailangan to?
Okay.
Alan, give music.
Music. Ayun pa isa.
Anong gusto mo kuhanan ko? Yung
Pa isa.
palda or ulo lang?
Okay na kayo?
Oo, okay, isa.
Pamaypay na lang, sige.
Let's stand up and
Mabuhay.
sword day.
Malakpak kayo kahit ano
Ay, maano to ha? Baka hindi madulas to.
Sana walang kukubara na
Wala
magtawa, no?
tayong insurance dito. Ang PCC ha?
Our president is a jack of all trades.
Ano?
Number one yan.
Hindi mo nakikita.
Yan ba? Hindi.
Hindi, subli yan.
Next stop.
Na.
Cesar na lang kunan ko. Uy!
Pag ng pakendeng-kendeng. Yehey! Ay!
Nice.
Tapos na. Hindi pa pala tapos. Kala ko tapos na.
Pagaspas sa marangkapis, sandanghal ang manggas, ang sayang lipunan, sampiasang sayang. May painet na pasya, may suklay pangantin, huwag de ojetes, ang palalabasin, haharap sa kantin, ang mga naglapit, at sa pamanahan ng pakendeng-kendeng. May painet na pasya, may suklay pangantin, huwag de ojetes, ang palalabasin, haharap sa kantin, ang mga naglapit, at sa kalagahan ng pakendeng-kendeng.
Ulit.
Yay!
Well done, girls.
Line 8.
Thank you, ladies. That was beautiful. Very nostalgic. So, can we ask the Consul General of Australia here in Sydney, the Honorable Ezedin Tago, to please give us a message?
Of the Philippines.
All of a sudden, I'm a dual citizen. Good day to all. First of all, I would like to express my hope for all to have had a happy and safe Philippine Independence Day. Today or yesterday, on June 12, our whole nation and the whole Filipino people remembered the sacrifices of our forebears, our ancestors, as we fought against colonialists and imperialists and proclaimed our independence 122 years ago. As I hope we all remembered somehow their sacrifices and what they had done to proclaim our independence. We've been sharing some of the timelines of our history, our symbols of nationhood, which we curated and borrowed from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines on our website, on our Facebook account, and I hope you're able to share that with the second and third generations of Filipinos here, your children and grandchildren. Most importantly, and what's current to us now as we celebrate Independence Day in very different circumstances, is that we also pay tribute to two groups. One, the frontliners. The Filipino frontliners, and actually frontliners of all nations, helping secure our safety and our survival during the times of coronavirus. We also shared a video organized by the Department of Foreign Affairs as a tribute to all overseas Filipinos around the globe. It's also on our Facebook page. I hope you get to watch it. There's a flash of someone or a group from Sydney. During these coronavirus times, what we have seen is the importance of financial security and independence. So I must thank all of you in the community who have helped one way or the other. Our temporary workers here, international students. But I think what it really stresses and highlights is the importance of people securing their financial freedom and independence. And making sure that they're able to survive difficult times and crises at any time. So I urge you from now on to help fellow Filipinos to also work towards their own financial independence. Those who you know are in need. thank you for your contributions and your assistance and help. And it's a phenomenon not only here, but all over the world where we see Filipinos helping each other. Governments and organizations can't do it alone. It's really the Filipino spirit and soul that has a tendency to help each other. And I would like to thank you all for it. Again, I hope you had a safe, happy Independence Day, although a lot of it has been virtual and apart from each other. But I think we can do that and still remember who we are and do what we need to do to help each other. Mabuhay po ang Pilipino at mabuhay po ang Pilipinas. Salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Conjen. That was very inspiring. Yeah, we will continue to be united as Filipinos here in Australia and overseas. So now, can we have the Vice President External, Mr. Cesar Bartolome, give our closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
20 pages.
Ang team na ibinigay ng ating gobyerno sa Pilipinas ay kalayaan 2020 tungo sa bansang malaya, nagbabayanihan at ligtas. Tama-tama para sa mga nangyayari sa ating paligid ngayon. In wrapping up today's program, let me express on behalf of my colleagues in the 2020 PCC New South Wales Board of Directors our sincerest thanks and appreciation to our guest speaker, His Excellency, the former Philippine Ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Sir Esedin H. Tago, who is the current Philippine Consul General, Sydney. Sir Esedin Tago is also a member of the Knights of Rizal, holding the 4th degree rank of Knight Grand Officer of Rizal. Sir, thank you for braving the cold winter morning just to be with us and the threat of the COVID-19 infection in order to be with us today. So keep your distances, please. And to all our affiliates and kababayans who have joined us in Facebook. Likewise to the members of the PCC New South Wales Board who delivered their assigned tasks to accomplish what we had to achieve this morning. Despite all the restrictions imposed on us by the pandemic, we are thankful that technology has given us a way by which we can commemorate this very important day. The day when we set ourselves free from the colonial powers of that period, which was made possible by the united and courageous effort of our forebears and heroes. This year's theme selected by our Philippine government is indeed very relevant. The past 3 months have been very challenging to all of us due to the restrictions that has to be followed in order to address the pandemic. It was only 3 months of quarantine, of lockdown, and many already felt deprived of their freedom, of their liberty. Nagpo-protesta pa ang mga tao. In times like this, let us be consoled and think about how our heroes, let me touch a little bit of Rizal, being the highest officer of the Knights of Rizal here in this region. Dr. Rizal in particular was able to cope and endure 4 years of isolation when he was exiled to the Pitan. There was no time wasted as far as Dr. Rizal is concerned. Every hour and every day of his short-lived life of 35 years has been very productive, and you can see it with the amount of work and writings he left to us. Let us give justice to the man by at least using our restricted life to read or reread his works, to read or reread Philippine history, and appreciate the sacrifices made by our heroes in order for us to live the life of freedom we now enjoy. Dr. Rizal is one of the earliest advocates of human rights. He had spent almost all of his adult life advocating for reforms in the Spanish colony of the Philippines. For Dr. Rizal and all other heroes of the Philippines, the Filipino life matters. Allow me at this point also to give recognition to the people involved in the development of this park. We have with us, I've invited the owner, the chairman of our Rizal Park Committee, Knights of Rizal, who has been the chairman ever since, from the naming of this place to, in the name of Dr. Rizal, up to the installation of this bust of the hero. You will see that there are still a lot of facilities that is lacking. We don't have a toilet yet, we don't have a power supply, we don't have water supply, and these are all in the, we're trying to work out with the council that we be provided with this. But as I've told our president, we have to pull our own resources sometimes and not rely only on grants to bring about, whatever we need for our own community. Maybe we will also need some flagpoles here, so in cases like this, when we need to raise a flag, we're not really raising it, but they are staying just on the staff. Maybe we can work on that too, Sir Fiel. Now, before I end, may I request everyone to join me in renewing and recite our pledge to the flag. If you can face the flag and raise our right hand, please. And repeat after me. Okay?
Panata?
Yung hindi manata, pwede rin hindi. Dahil yung iba, baka Australianong tunay. Di ba? Ito kasi panunumpa sa watawat lang ng Pilipinas. Panunumpa sa watawat. Ako ay Pilipino.
Ako ay Pilipino.
Buong katapatang nanunumpa
Buong katapatang nanunumpa
sa watawat ng Pilipinas
sa watawat ng Pilipinas
at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisay.
at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag
Ng may dangal,
ng may dangal,
katarungan,
katarungan,
at kalayaan.
at kalayaan
Na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos.
na pinakilos ng sambayanang makadiyos,
Makakalikasan, makatao,
makatao,
at makabansa.
at makabansa.
Maraming pong salamat at tumayo tayong lahat ng ligtas at mapayapa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we just have a group photo? I'll sit down close. Sorry.
Thank you everyone for coming. We now come to the close of our ceremony. We will have some group photos if you don't mind, and then we can have some small snacks at the shed over there. Thank you very much everyone.
Just stay in your places na. Pero tayo pwede pa request naman.